Hey, what's up, Centerpoint? It's Bryant, lead pastor. I just wanted to give you guys an update about your financial generosity and all the ways it had an impact in October. And October was a massive month for our church for a number of reasons. Let me just give you a couple highlights. Many of you already know this, but we did our generosity campaign, finished the beginning of October. We raised over $70,000 for our partner organizations, gave every dollar of it away. And then we had our first real big serve day. We saw over 100 people come out for that. And so the impact that you've had on our partner organizations around food scarcity, homelessness, women's crisis, education, absolutely phenomenal. And I can just tell you, you are becoming known in our community for your generosity. So thank you for what you did through that. But here's what I also want to say. That's possible because of the week in, week out, month in, month out giving that so many of you bring to the table. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do these big generosity campaigns every year. But because you keep being faithful and we have a consistent generosity stream, we're able to do that. And so well done, and thank you so much. And then here's a couple highlights just in terms of the week-to-week stuff. Second ever Her Gathering, which is a really unique gathering for women. We saw an incredible turnout for that, and so many women with stories of life change. We had a ton of breakout speakers, licensed counselors on site talking about all types of subjects. Nicole led an incredible main session, and it was just so cool to see so many women, so many different age groups making connections. One of my favorite stories was a woman who flew down from Tennessee to be with her daughter for this event. And so it's having a really huge impact. And then a couple other things that we did this month is we went huge for Halloween to leverage that in our community. And a couple of the things we did was a massive haunted house at Velocity for middle school, high school on Wednesday. Probably more middle school, high school than we've ever seen before. We filled up our next gen building with a haunted house. Honestly, Bradley Hamilton, our family engagement, is a master at that. Scared the crap out of my 9-year-old daughter, who was so sure and confident that she was going to be fine. She was not fine. So it was an incredible evening. That was hilarious. But more than that, to see so many new kids from our community pour on campus, it was incredible. And then we saw many of them bring their parents back to attend a weekend service. And then speaking of that, on the weekend, our CC Kids for Halloween did a massive party, flash mob. If you saw the decorations, it was absolutely incredible. And one of my favorite stories is a kid leaving on Sunday, I think a middle or elementary age, and Bradley stopped the kid thinking something was wrong because they were crying, only to realize they were crying because they had to leave. I think it was their first Sunday there. And so if you want to know what our vision is for kids ministry, is they would be introduced to Jesus and they would love coming to church. And because of your financial generosity, we're able to provide environments like that. And it's just absolutely incredible. We've also were able to launch our Celebrate Recovery for those with hurts, hangups, addictions. It just launched the past Friday as I'm taping this video. Incredible launch to that. It's the only one in our community right now. So it's amazing we've been able to get that launch. We have incredible leaders there. Hope for Hurting Parents groups, as well as all the others that we've got going. We're starting to see a lot more people step up to serve as bridge builders, step into groups. You guys are investing and inviting like crazy. And this is the last thing I'll say is last Sunday, this is the number of guest cards I got. These are just the cards that we got. There's so many that don't fill this out, but brand new to Centerpoint Church. We're beginning to see people not just return to church, but new people come. And these last couple of weeks, our 11 a.m. is filling up. Our numbers are starting to finally increase fairly rapidly. Our 9 started to really get full this last week. And so it's amazing to see what happens, but it's amazing the life change that's coming with that. Whether it was a lady coming this last week to say, I'm drawn because of the diversity of your church, talking about racially. And many of you are seeing that. And we're seeing so many young people in college age come, or a guy that I met after the service Sunday just got out of jail. This is the first place he came, and at the end of the service gave me a huge hug and said, I can't wait to come back next week. And the stories of people who are placing their faith and trust in Jesus, or rediscovering the church after wanting nothing to do with it for a long time. And so the numbers are only part of the story, but just know you're footing the bill for a lot of people who are coming back to faith. We're going to continue to see things fill up. We have a plan for that we've let some of you know about. Others that, if you haven't been a part of that yet, look for some gatherings coming in the new year as we talk about what we're going to do as things normalize over the next 6 months. And if you were here pre-COVID, you know we had a lot of space issues. It is easy to see over these last couple of weeks, we are moving back toward those space issues again in the future. And so your generosity is more important than ever. That consistent generosity stream is going to help us plan for this growth and life change over the next few months. So keep giving, Keep being generous. And I'll just say this as I close. Every story of life change, as I told you often, it's your story. When you give, you get to be a part of their story of maybe having their marriage rearranged or their son or daughter come back to Jesus. So don't ever forget that. And it's a story of your faith being stretched and grown when you're willing to be generous with your stuff. And many of you know that. That's been the experience in my life. So let's keep going. Let's double down. Let's be more generous than ever before and love our community well. I think our greatest days are ahead, and it's going to be a great season. And I just want to say again to you, thank you so much for what you're doing to make it happen.